Inconsistent.
Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to GED Squared. I used to do this for the basement, remember?
Yeah.
I don't do it anymore.
We don't do it anymore. And what's crazy is that when we were talking about doing the setup, I was like, I kept thinking, the basement. This is the basement.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Yeah.
We're doing this on Fridays now.
Friday's a good day, I feel like.
Is it?
Wait, you don't have to wake up early tomorrow?
I actually have to work tomorrow because I took off for Wednesday, so he's letting me make it up.
I took off tomorrow from work. I don't have to work tomorrow.
Well, you got a good reason. When you sent me that video, that was crazy. When I actually have not seen this video that we're about to talk about.
Oh, that's good.
So let's jump into it. You know, sometimes it's good to be, blinded by all the current events.
Yeah, I feel like there was something I wanted to say before we started,
but kiss me.
Remember.
That's all you have to say.
Kiss me. It's funny because when I'm working, sometimes one of the guys will say something. What? Oh, that's what he said. He said, kiss me. He told me to kiss him. And I was like, kiss me through the phone. So the whole day we just kept singing that. He was like, Soto, just kiss me already. No, that's what we do. Because when we work, like I'm telling him, like, there's a bunch of things we got to do. So I look at the sheet and I'm like, all right. The plan is we're going to go up this block, make a left, go this way. And I tell him how we're going to do it. And he goes like, and then we kiss?
I don't like this guy. Let's go. So the first topic is
Charlemagne was on The View. I watched the clip. I found it. So sometimes things happen, and I want to come to my own conclusion first, and then I watch other people, and I'm like, okay, I felt a certain way, and I'm happy that other people felt like that too.
Oh, so instead of being influenced by some other people's opinions, you go in first and then find that your opinion is
it's like sort of validated.
Yeah,
but it's not always the same people. It's always different people depending on the situation. So like Charlemagne's more like a leftist. So when I saw that he agreed with me or my thought, I was like, oh, okay, my opinion on this was leftist. But even though his position to me feels like a more right-wing sort of thought process. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's super leftist, bro.
He is. A lot of these quote-unquote super leftists, I'm starting to see a little shift in their mentality and how they're thinking. And I feel it's long overdue having this little switch in thought process because they kind of captured by a certain ideology that they can't think their way out of it. And I kind of mentioned this before when we were talking to to Mike. I was like, you have a certain mindset that you have to abide by because this is your ideology. I don't have an ideology. I'm not stuck in a box. I can think however I want. You know what I mean? The libertarian ideology is freedom. Think however you want.
See, that's how I feel about you. I'm in the no party. I feel stupid free. I could talk shit about all of them. There's nothing to defend in my.
But that's
I don't have a party.
The libertarian position. We make fun of ourselves more than anybody.
Yeah, but you're still part of a party. I feel like I'm not.
Yeah, but and I was talking. I don't know. We did this years ago, and I was talking to Mike about this, and I told him I was like, the Libertarian Party is a party by default. Like we have to make something up because we all kind of agree on a lot of topics that don't go in there and don't go in there. So we have to make a thing up for ourselves.
Yeah,
just so we can say, hey, look,
I hear you, and
yeah.
You're doing the very same thing that I want to stay away from. You're defending that thing, whether you want to call it a party.
I'm explaining it to you.
You're defending it, whether you want to call it a party, a cult. I just feel like I'm not part of that. But then I still think, and I'm like, hold on, calling yourself non-party. It's still a party.
No, you're non-binary. You're the kind of the people that everybody makes fun of.
Listen to me. It's like
you're independent.
No,
don't listen to.
I know your small brain is still young. I'm older. I'm an elder. You gotta respect me. But hear me out, because you're getting really emotional and scaring me.
Somebody's offended. Hold on.
You see, only people who were offended or emotional say things like that. So what? You know how I relate this thing to? I relate this thing to like in Christianity, non-denominational. Like it's still a group of people.
Yeah, but non-denominational just means that we don't fit into the categories. We are outside of the categories.
So non-party affiliate, what's that? In your opinion,
you don't have an opinion. You're useless. You're just. You might as well be a freaking. You're just there. You're just a fly on the wall. This guy doesn't have an opinion. Get out of here.
That sounds like a cult mentality, right?
You
there.
start non-denominational. I mean, non-denominational. You start independent because they're like, okay, he doesn't have a party.
Nah, bro.
He hasn't decided.
If I had known that the non-party affiliate was a thing when I went independent, when I first started, 18 years old, whatever it was, I would have went to that side. But still, it's still a side. It's still a group of people that here's our label. It doesn't change. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just a group of people. This is where we stand. Call it whatever you want.
Yeah, that's what the hell I was just telling you.
Right, but
you're defending it. I'm like, bro, I'm just explaining.
But yours is a party. It's an official.
What's the difference between my registered party and your independent registered party? What's the difference?
The difference is we're not seeking.
So what the hell was RFK doing?
We're not non-party affiliates.
Yeah, what the hell was independent RFK doing?
Independent is a party. You fucking know. Are you retarded?
You said you're independent.
No, I'm not. I'm non-party affiliate.
This guy doesn't see. That's why you don't listen to these guys.
Oh my!
They don't have a position.
God.
They don't have no standards.
Independence is a party. Libertarian is a party. Democrat, Republican is all a party. The Green Party. What is
the Green Party is a subsidiary of the Democrat Party.
Cute. I don't care. But what is non-party affiliate?
Again, it's like a baby being born. It's like, yo, this guy doesn't know how to talk yet. Just say thank you when he talks. That's it.
It's the only one that's not seeking to become an official party. They're not doing shit. They're not doing what your party's doing. Your party's voting and they're running. There's no candidate for the non-party affiliate.
Yeah, because they're babes. They can't even walk yet.
They're not trying to walk though.
That's why we ignore them. They're like, oh, okay, this is cute. Okay.
Emotional. All right, just like this very next clip, full of emotional people.
Can you put this behind us?
You know what scares me about this is like I really love Whippy, but not anymore.
Actually, her name is Oprah. Let's go. According to you. All right. Oh, where are we? All right. Again, you just run it. Why are you running away from me?
Go ahead, let's do the thing.
This guy puts us back to back.
Forget it. We're leaving it like that.
All right. Yeah. I'll just look this way when I talk to you. I actually got to turn around.
Yeah.
All right. We're just going to play the video and just click the mouse when you want to pause it and say something, I guess. Jesus. And then he moved everything away. I don't know what's happening anymore. All right, you ready?
Go. The force in the media throughout the 2024 presidential race, and he's joining us now at the table. Please welcome back the author of the book, Get Honest or Die Lying, Charlemagne the God.
I have a suspicion he doesn't write those books. He uses a ghostwriter. He's like, let me tell you what I want. And this is what's great about having money. This is what I want. This is the ideas I want to put forth. Write it for me.
What do you think you're here?
I was going to say, remember the God Belongs in My City book?
Yeah.
That's how we did it. We told them, and they're like, all right, go ahead. And then he just came back with a book.
Great. We probably didn't even read it.
Yeah, I didn't read it.
Hello, ladies.
I'm in it. I didn't read it.
Nice to have you back.
Thank you.
He's so clear. You know what I mean?
Like he's Christian.
Like he's made out of Play Doh, right?
I was about to say his eyebrows are on point, better than all these bitches.
Yeah, yeah.
That you were disappointed, but
She's one of your party members.
Really? What is it called?
Independent.
That's it. Get out. The show's over.
In fact, in here she goes, I'm independent. Come on,
I'm not
lady.
independent.
We don't want to talk to you, please.
I mean, what's the other option?
Right.
You know, I'm a country boy from Monks Corner, South Carolina, raised on a dirt road. So, you know, my mother was a Jehovah's Witness, my grandmother was a Baptist. So I still believe in this higher power called God.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can't believe in God when, you know, things go your way and not believe in God when things don't go your way. So at a time like this, you just got to remember your serenity prayer, which is, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Because you can't change nothing.
I love that.
Yeah, especially the wisdom to know the difference, right?
We can't change anything.
Can't.
I mean, you know.
Not yet.
Well, 4 years from now, I guess.
Or two.
you never know.
But let me ask.
What do they mean by two?
Or you never know.
Or 2. What are they planning in 2 years? Are they planning another hit? They're going to pay another guy? They're like, we know we're going to pay somebody to do this. Just take it easy. Maybe what they mean the midterms.
Yeah. But what does that mean?
Because then, you get...
Then talking about a whole different other...
Yeah, because he's definitely talking about Trump.
Right. He's talking about Trump. They're like, oh, no, we're talking about...
Killing him.
The house. The House, the Senate.
To this, like Trump's campaign ads for some, they're saying they were very effective. And in one in particular ad, he used a clip of you from the Breakfast Club saying, quote, Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners. You say that line was taken out of context. I know it was, but it went.
She defended him.
It's
okay, baby.
Featured in one of his campaign ads.
You might have been 1 and 2.
Yeah. I was. He texted me and
Yours was
let me know that.
Context.
No. No, it wasn't. But what were you actually saying in the clip? And can you please explain that? And how does it make you feel that the campaign used you like that? Well,
it's never good to be taken out of context, but I was explaining to my listeners how effective I thought the actual ad was. Like, that the ad was effective before I was in it. I was just sitting at home watching football, and
So, he saw this ad, right? I'm just running you through this process. He saw this ad, and he brought it up in the show, saying, wow, that's an effective ad.
And the ad was what?
It's that Kamala Harris supports sex changes for prisoners or whatever, fully covered by the government of the United States. Right? Good. Beautiful ad. Remember how we got that ad in the football? Do you remember how we got it?
No.
The SNL.
Okay.
Remember Kamala Harris was the SNL that, hey, that's not fair. We got to give him a slot.
Right, the timing.
And the Donald Trump people were like, during the football game. And that's where he saw it. So their team was very effective to push out ads. I don't know if you witnessed the Kamala Harris. Everybody watched. You seen the thing with the? I don't know if we'll bring it up later. The thing where the Kamala Harris hired this team to make a commercial for her, and it was meant for Kamala. Did you see it?
No.
I'm gonna play it for you. Let's do this first, and then remind me.
Okay.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough. I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast. I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing I sure as am not afraid of. Women. I'm not afraid of women. I'm not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family? I'm not afraid of families.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president? Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement. Because I'm man enough to support women.
Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions. Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women. Or one of those pants books that the sisters like. I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. It sucked. Not worth it. I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse. I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually. Good Will Hunting.
West Side Story.
That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so-called men domineering, belittling, and controlling women just so they can feel more powerful. That's not how my mama raised me. I love women. I love women who support their families.
Women who decide not to have families.
Women who take charge. And I'm man enough to help them win.
The reason why that ad was even shown to his eyes and able for him to advertise it on his network, that's
Who's him?
huge, Charlemagne el Dios. So the reason why he saw it is because Kamala Harris tried to cheat the system. So they had to let Donald Trump run an ad. And they chose during the football game, which made Charlemagne watch the football game, which led to him talking on his show and spreading it throughout the community.
He murdered a father of 3, sentenced to life in prison. Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
I made sure that they changed the policy so that every transgender inmate would have access.
It sounds insane because it is insane. Kamala was the first to help pay for a prisoner's sex change.
The power that I had, I used it in a way that was about pushing for the movement, frankly, and the agenda.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
And this is about trans
yeah,
individuals that want to convert in prison.
In prison. So if you go to jail and you're like, yo, I want to be a woman, the government has to pay for you to get that surgery while you're in jail.
Yeah.
Because they have to medically
And she
cover
was
it.
for it.
She was like, yeah, we're going to cover it.
So they took the clip of him saying that he's against that?
Yeah, because when he saw it, he was like, I don't want to pay for that.
So they used that, I don't want to pay for that clip.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl as a Trump.
No. They used her saying it in the football ad. He saw it and he said it on the show. And you know what they did? They took the clip of his show and they made another commercial.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners, every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
Hell no, I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to that.
Kamala supports transgender sex changes in jail with our money.
Kamala even supports letting biological men compete against our girls in their sports. Kamala is for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
So good. You see how effective that the ad campaign is versus Kamala Harris's ad campaigin?
Yeah.
Her ad campaigns all sucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all Donald Trump stuff was like, oh, that's so good. I never forget, one of the ads said, they were talking about this, and then they said, they're for they, them. Donald Trump is for you. Yeah. I was like, that's so good. Wow, that's so good. Freaking people did it so good.
What a play of words. What?
I saw it and I was like, whoa. And so I knew the immediate reaction was going to be, people are going to say, hell no, I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to that. So I was explaining that to my listeners. So, it never feels good to be taken out of context. But what I didn't like the most was that they didn't do anything to combat it. Right. I would have ran the same ad and just said, Donald Trump, what is it? Donald Trump supports. What is it? What was it?
He was the one that was supporting tax.
Yes, Donald Trump supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners. I would have ran the same ad because it was legislation under him as well. And you know what else?
So apparently Donald Trump was like, go ahead. But that never came out. She could have used that against him. She ran for president. So easy. If you can use that against Trump, his base is going to be like, no.
Deny.
What are you talking about? Even people that were on the fence could have looked at it. But the Democrats don't believe. They believe that that's good. So they would never run the ad against him. But if they would have, that would have been so effective.
It would have been effective.
But would it have been? I wonder, because Donald Trump, he's not anti-gay. They want you to believe that, but it's not true. Gay people got married in his freaking house.
So it feels like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm
not going to correct you if you're right.
Which, he might be wrong because he has a GD too. They did the same playbook. They did a reverse.
Who?
The Republicans did a reverse. When they do news coverage and they edit it to fit the narrative, they just did the same thing.
Yeah.
They played the playbook.
They took the clip. Even he's saying, I explained it to my viewers. Right? We're gonna, after this over, I'll find the clip real quick. It's real quick to find, and we'll just play it for a second so you can actually hear it.
Okay.
But but it I don't know. The whole, when Kamala Harris, even when Biden was running for president, their team spent billions and did such a bad job. And Donald Trump's team spent half of what they spent, even less than half of what they spent, to the point where Donald Trump was like, "I'll pay your bill, guys."
I love that.
Yeah. And they did it. What they did was they did it effectively because they know their people. They're like, all right, they don't like this. We're gonna throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole transgender issue, even people that consider themselves Democrats are still on the fence about that. They're like, I don't know if I agree with this. A man fighting in women's sports. I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, we're just gonna keep the next topic.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
Donald Trump's people were like, we know that people that are on the fence are questioning that, so let's throw that out there. Kind of push them back.
That's what I would have did if I was our campaign. since Donald Trump used me, I would have used Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan said Donald Trump was a threat to democracy. Joe Rogan said he thought Donald Trump was, I think, unhinged was the quote.
Right.
You got to mix it up. You got to get...
Joe Rogan will still say that today. He don't care. Okay? And Donald Trump will watch that and probably just laugh about it. He's like, yeah, I'm a little crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not effective. It's not effective at all. That one of the podcasts.
Whereas for them, they get stuck.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it on one of the other podcasts recently, just like last week, I think, where stuff just rolls off Trump. It's almost like, I don't care.
I mean, it almost becomes second nature for him because he's in that entertainment business, and again, know very, very little about the entertainment business. But you gotta be ready for the rejection. You're gonna get way more rejection than you do as a comedian. Think about it. Yeah. As a wrestler, think about it. How much it was easier to be a bad guy. And people hate you.
Yeah. It's more fun.
It's more fun too. So
he just embraced it. He's like, I'll be the bad guy.
Screw it. Am I still getting paid?
You ever seen the clips of him like saying crazy stuff? I love it.
Who?
Donald Trump. Like every once in a while, like I'm on TikTok or whatever, and it'll come out. He'll just start yelling at the mic. He'll like, get him the F out of here. And the whole crowd's going crazy. Yeah! And it's like WWF. It's like the bad guy. Everybody loves the bad guy. They're like, yeah, get him out of here. There's a clip where he's talking in a microphone, and the microphone's real choppy. And he's yelling. He's like, who bought this mic? He's like, fire the guy that brought these mics. It's so funny. Huh? I want him out of here. It's so good.
That stuff really gets under people's skin for whatever reason.
But it's funny, especially for men. We love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know how we joke around. Everything's gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's never a group of guys that have been around that don't joke in that way. Never.
I know, right?
Bro, we were driving today and I saw construction workers humping each other in the street. I was like, everybody does it. I don't know why. Why is that funny? You know?
It used to be offensive. That was hilarious.
That was great. Yeah.
It's almost like a brother camaraderie thing.
My wife's cousin's gay, and I do that with him.
Yeah.
I mess with him like that. You know?
Get dirty with these people. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to muddy the waters a little bit, cause confusion.
Yeah. Let me ask you something that's going around right now. A lot of this conversation about President Biden getting criticized from both sides of the aisle for pardoning his son Hunter, after repeatedly saying he would never do it, and a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, etc., as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, whether or not, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy, and they were saying that, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him. That's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, nobody's above the law, I respect, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed his mind.
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a sudden?
No, I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over.
Okay. You heard what she said, right? He's just sick of everybody getting over.
Who's everybody getting over?
Exactly. Who the hell are we talking about here?
They're not talking about Trump with the 34 felony counts.
Now, she represents the Democrats because that's who she is as a person, right? She's in the show. That's who she is. You know what I'm saying? The lady directly across from her is a Republican. Dike. Because some of the stuff you say, you're like, there's no way she's a Republican. Anyway, right. She represents the Democrats. When we think, well, better said, because she imposes to us that she's a Democrat, now we think, oh, this is how Democrats think. Because she's saying it, and she represents the Democrats.
Right.
Okay.
My mascot.
Yeah. So now people listen, and they're like, she's saying that the Democrats are sick of it, so they're willing to cheat the system.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. That's what, that's the impression that we get.
That's the impression you got.
Yeah.
Press play. I feel like that's my face.
Yeah. But you see the way the crowd is like, yeah. Because like, oh, he's sick of people getting over. And everybody else is like, who the hell's getting over? Who's getting over? Donald Trump was charged. He's a felon. What is he getting over with?
Exactly.
Right? Because what I'm thinking is that she's referring to Donald Trump.
Who else?
Yeah, exactly.
Who else got over?
Who got over? Nobody got over. Everybody.
And if there is...
Not only that, He's charged for stuff he should never been charged for. He should have never been charged.
Forget about. Throw that out. I don't care about that.
You care.
Who? This guy. Who got over?
Is that nobody got over?
And even if you mention a name, they're not talking about them.
I wish somebody would ask him, like, okay, when you say they got over, who's they? I wish somebody would ask her that. I want to hear what she got to say.
Who got over?
Who got over?
And even if you mention a name, you're not talking about Trump.
You cannot talk about Trump because he didn't get over.
So, and you mention anybody else, they're like irrelevant.
Yeah.
Why even mention that?
Maybe
person?
she doesn't want to do a legal no. She's like, let me just keep it to
That's her other
And
girl.
this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. They don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors is saying. He don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning Hunter Biden.
But you sound like you're
mad.
No. If I can get in on this, I actually think it went further, and this is one thing we really did.
She's a Republican.
Oh no!
What? I forgot what I was going to say.
She shut up and press play. Stop interrupting the video. Go on,
Joe Biden made a point of saying we stand by our institutions
Yes, I
and the
understand all that.
impartiality of the Department of Justice.
Yes.
Democrats ran on that. The same DOJ indicted Hunter Biden. How we shouldn't be saying it's corrupt like Donald Trump does. But then in his statement pardoning Hunter Biden, he says that it was a political pursuit by his own Department of Justice.
Can you explain to me why it is that when Joe Biden does something, everybody clutches their pearls? He's wrong.
Nobody
he lied.
has criticized Donald Trump more than me or Charlemagne God.
I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more. I've criticized him more. We've all criticized him more. But you're missing my question. Okay. My question is, what is it that makes people flip out with Joe, but we don't have the same kind of thing?
Well, I don't think people.
Hold on. You hear what she's saying? If Joe Biden did something that we all kind of feel like weird about, why don't they do that with who? Trump, right? That's the only assumption.
Again, we're assuming
it could be anybody on the right.
But my response to her, would be is like, first of all, it's not a Joe Biden thing. It's the president of the United States thing.
Exactly, yeah.
It's whoever's sitting in that thing that it always happens to. Whether it's Trumpy, whether it's Sleepy Joe, it's always going to be.
He's the president of the United States. Have some respect, okay?
Who?
Sleepy Joe. Come on, now. His name is Joseph.
He's sleeping, first of all.
He's at this time, 100% he's sleeping. At this time, he fell asleep on one of the freaking things. You saw it recently?
No.
He was at like an economic forum. Some guy was talking. He was like, they got him on video. And it's funny because I saw it and I was like, I'd fall asleep too.
Hell yeah. You're 40.
I'm like half his
42.
age. I'd fall asleep during that thing too. Just give me the notes, you know. But she's saying like, why don't we criticize the other? Why don't they get the clutching the pearls? But that's all we hear in the news. Anytime Donald Trump or any Republican does anything, that's all we hear about. People going crazy that they did something wrong. So it's only fair that if Joe Biden did something that we disagree with or that we feel weird about, that we should criticize it as well, right?
I mean,
she's making it seem like, no, when the other side does it, nobody cares. She cares. She talks about it on the show. Everybody talks about it. All the news agencies cover it whenever Donald Trump says something or does something. Right? Remember the first thing with Donald Trump when he first ran for president? They grab him by the,
Right. Yeah.
We heard that we still hear about that today.
It's actually it's a crazy, it was one of those crazy lines. Look at that with dancing.
Yeah.
It's one of those crazy lines.
Yeah, but it's funny, but they leave out the parts where he's like, we got these girls and they let you. It's not like he's forcing. It's not like he's raping them. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's grabbing them. He's like, they'll do when you got money, they let you. And we all know this is true, right?
we obviously don't have money.
Yeah, but we don't got money. But that's all we hear about, right? Every hip hop song you've ever heard of, every rock and roll song where they talk about girls and they got money and they can do whatever they want. We heard about the people that are, what are they called? Groupies? We all know the stories.
What rock and roll, what do girls do? They take off their top.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we all know why they do that. It's because they got fame and money.
Yeah,
like, if you got those things, they throw it at you. That's why every guy wants to look like he has money. That's why everybody comes to buy a nice car. And,
Yeah.
You know, look good and have a chain and all that. Because we know that's what attracts them. We're like flamingos. You know what I'm saying?
How?
Like flamingos, right?
Is that a chicken?
Yo, if you watch, whatever, something on Netflix or Discovery Channel, you look at birds. It's only the men birds that have the
That be
big
showing
feathers.
off, yeah.
Oh, that's what we do.
Those are not flamingos. What are they called?
What do you mean? With the big feathers in the butt? Like what? No, not flamingos. Yeah. You're talking about
Feathers in the butt.
what are they called? I forgot what they're called. I was gonna say pelicans, but I know that's wrong. The pelicans show off their cuellito. Their floppy cuellitos.
Well, I'm not even gonna correct you. I'm gonna let you suffer.
I have no idea what they're called. Forgot. Starts with a P, I think.
There's a whole TV network behind it.
Peacocks. Jesus. No, but I was watching something on Netflix about birds with my kids, and all the men birds, the way they dance and they have their feathers out.
Oh, you saw that bird?
Yeah, the
That
one
goes
that
like that.
And the women birds, you know what they look like?
They look like
they might as well be pigeons. They look like nothing. They're just regular birds.
It's like, nigga, you wilding out for this?
Yeah.
That's basically.
But that's what guys do. But Donald Trump is saying, like, yeah, when you got those feathers, they love you.
They love you.
It's just an animal thing, bro.
Why don't we have those feathers?
Because we're poor. We can't have feathers.
We can't afford.
It's too late for us, bro. Don't even try. Just give it up. We're done.
Go, Whippy. Tell us more of how you feel.
All right, Oprah, let's go.
People are flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right? We've turned political parties into teams. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Ain't nobody more delusional than me, right? Okay? I feel like we're going to the Super Bowl every year, but I'm not delusional. Well, no, that is delusional. But when it comes... But when it comes to political parties, if you pick a side, right, if you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about anything.
That's why I'm an independent. Yes, but
I think that's the best way to go.
But that's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
But why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats are wrong.
So you don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't. And can I just point this out to you? The president has the pardon power,
you're ridiculous.
Right?
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg. I would never. I said that. I just think that.
Think about it. Just think about it this way. Just very quickly, can you reframe it in this way and think about it maybe in this way? The president has the ultimate pardon power. Every president has done this, right? Yeah. And so what people are saying is that Joe Biden is now a liar, as opposed to Joe Biden is someone who now knows that the person that is going to be in the White House is on a revenge tour and his son is on an enemies list. And so he is using his rightful political power to pardon his son.
That's not a narrative I heard.
I think that's actually a valid thought.
But
And
not the narrative. I think that another narrative I've heard, because I listen to other people before watching.
He's going to give a Republican point of view. Get ready, because when he says listen to other people.
No, you see, this is you getting emotional because you're part of a party, and I get it. You got to defend your party. No, let me finish, you dumb fuck, before I forget my idea. The other narrative is, and it falls in line with what you were just saying. So you're killing yourself in this argument. The argument is Trump would have been like, I'll pardon him.
Oh, that'd have been so good.
But that's up his alley. You just agreed that that's something the campaign did. They used that perfect opportunity to flip it. Let that play out in your mind.
If I was Trump, I would still say that today. I'd be like, if he didn't pardon him, I would have pardoned him.
I would have pardoned him.
Just take it.
Talk about me being,
I would have paid the $20 million. That's what he did.
That's another one.
Yeah.
What's that called? Being bipartisan?
Yeah.
Being in the middle, being willing to work with the other side.
But you know how bad that makes them too?
Oh my God!
It's like, no, I'm not taking your money. I'd rather ask people through email. We're still fighting the fight. Give us money.
Give us money. We'll win next time. You're supporting the next candidate, AOC. So I think that Trump. I
want her to run.
Shut your face. I think that Trump would have. I think Trump would have pardoned him.
I don't know, but that would have been great if he would have.
It would have been.
Oh, icing on the cake. I would have loved it.
Like, talk about looking good and still.
This guy likes the way Trump looks. Jeez. He still looks good, you think? For a 78-year-old? Wait, but what she's saying is valid, right? What she's saying is, because she believes Donald Trump's an evil person.
Right.
So she's like, oh, if you don't pardon him, Donald Trump's going to get his hands on him. He's going to bury him in the jail.
Not because of Hunter Biden, though.
What do you mean?
Not because of Hunter Biden.
So what does that mean?
The pardon was set for what year and why? Again, something I heard.
Wait, no, you're right. No, we're going to talk about that right after this.
What do you mean? This is the perfect time to talk about it.
It's not the perfect time.
Why? Because you want to bring it up?
No, because we need to bring up the document. And right now we're finishing this.
Go ahead.
But, no, but what she's thinking is from a Democrat perspective, looking that way and saying, that's an evil monster. And if Joe Biden leaves his sons in his hand, Donald Trump is going to kill him. Like, that's still her feelings when she's... Her feelings.
I love the way he grabs.
You look at Donald Trump like... No. He's a smart guy that likes to do funny things, and this will be something that'll kill them. They'll kill themselves over this. You know what I'm saying? And what Charlemagne is saying is, you got these two parties. The Republicans don't care. They think it's funny when Donald Trump says. We just said it. When Donald Trump says crazy stuff, he's cursing at people in the audience and all that. We love it. We think it's great.
Yeah.
The Democrats think that's repulsive.
No,
they're like, no. He's an animal compared to us. We're like high and mighty. That kind of behavior, that's not presidential.
Democrats.
Yeah. So when they're on a, like what are you saying? They're like on a higher, they think that they're better than everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to do things the right way. We're not above the law, da-da-da. And then when Joe Biden does that.
So she's saying that she's doing that to protect, he did it to protect his son.
Yeah. Which is a valid point.
He did it to protect himself.
To protect, well, I think it's to protect his whole family, obviously.
Himself.
Yeah.
He is his family. He's the head of the household.
I'm sure he has more people in his family.
He's the head.
His son. I'm sure his wife. He got to look out for his wife and other kids and grandkids and stuff. He got to protect his family. Because what he did is going to trickle down. There's no doubt about it. But, I mean, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But what I'm saying is, her point is valid, that she's trying to protect Trump. His point is definitely valid. The person's point that I don't think is valid is Whoopi Goldberg's valid. I don't think her point's valid. You can't say they're doing bad things, so we should be able to do it too. That's not how it shouldn't work like that. They should be like, hey, they're doing bad things, and we need to call that out and stop it.
She's saying that she's tired of her thing is she's tired of seeing the other people take advantage.
Well, you know what that is? That's when the good guy becomes bad. Right? That's when the good guy on wrestling,
the system is rigged.
That's when Hulk Hogan dyes his beard black and rips his shirt off with the NWO when he becomes a bad guy. For 20 years, he was a freaking red and
America's wrestler.
That's it, with the flag. Remember, he would do this, and all of a sudden, he dyed his thing brown. And now he's a bad guy. That's what she's turning into right now. She's like, oh no, we got to be like that because they're the bad guys too. So we got to fight fire with fire.
But what this lady in the blue is saying that, listen,
Sonny Holston, please have some respect.
Sonny, he's looking more like Sonny with that sweater on.
He looks like Clado.
You can't stand it.
I just love
Who do you think has more makeup?
He 100%.
Anyway, shut up.
He dipped his head in it.
In the makeup,
bro, it's like all over his face.
Started with his forehead.
He looks like he's transitioning. Look at his eyebrows. Like you said, they're perfect.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
You know, I remember going to Puerto Rico, getting a haircut, and then cutting my. I was like, whoa, okay. And they were like, oh, in Puerto Rico they do that. And then another thing they do in Puerto Rico, I don't know if they do it anymore. They used to shave legs. Guys would shave their legs.
Ooh,
yeah.
Right in the barbershop?
No, they would. I don't know if they did the barbershop.
I would be like, yo, keep going a little higher, baby. Hey.
All right. Let's see what you say.
Now, is that a lie, or is that perhaps being pragmatic, having a change of opinion, as opposed to the president-elect who has lied almost 40,000 times during his...
Hold on. She's the Republican of The View, right? That's what she is. So when she said, oh, my boy got cold. So when she said, as opposed to of Donald Trump that lied 40,000, they immediately went to the Republicans to see her reaction. Yeah, so funny.
First term.
Well, I can't say what it is because I'm not in
the moral high ground. Like, what's the faux outrage?
Neither one of.
She's trying to paint the picture like, no, they're the bad guys. They do bad things.
She's supporting her girl, Oprah.
Yeah, she's supporting her girl, Oprah.
You don't have the moral high ground. That's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. But when you are a diehard Democrat or a diehard Republican, you refuse to be objective about the other party. Like, it's like we're watching them do something wrong, but we're making excuses for it. We watch Republicans do things wrong, and they make excuses for it. Why can't we just all be objective and call it what it is?
Because it's not balanced. It's not the same.
That's it. You see how they say it's not balanced? Because they feel like, oh, the Republicans do bad things. So that's not fair. We should be able to do bad things too. That's what they're saying. It's not balanced. It should be. If I am part of a team, right? So I'm a libertarian, right? If I see one of the libertarians doing dumb things, I should be like, that's not right. That's dumb. You know who Vern? Oh God, there's a Republican, libertarian, he wears a boot on his head. I don't know is this thing working?
I really wish you had your laptop and stuff like that.
I bought it, but I forgot to bring the charger.
I have one. We have the same laptop.
All right, just keep talking.
Keep talking. So my reaction to this video is Charlemagne is definitely trying to play the middle. And if I was watching this show, like I have a bias because I know that this show's completely Democratic, right? But if I was watching this show, I would want to watch it now that he's on it. And he's also, to my opinion, far left.
So, but what I like about him is that he's willing to say, yeah, but that's wrong. The Democrats are wrong on that thing. You know what I'm saying? He's willing to go there when they're not willing to go there at all.
I think I disagree with you.
He's literally saying that the whole time.
Can I finish? This guy is you're a communist. You are a communist. You are not a libertarian.
You know, other people can hear you too. They can hear you saying it.
What?
The things you're saying.
What?
When you're saying, when I said he literally just said that. No, he didn't. We just watched the whole clip of him saying it.
No, but that's not my... Oh my God. Let's go back to the content of the conversation. Let me remind you what the content was. I said that I'm biased to this show because I know that it's hard left.
Yeah.
But having him on it right now, I would watch it because I'm like, this guy seems like in the middle, like he's objective. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, he's not. We know he's hard left.
No.
The difference is that he's starting to see the writing in the wall that he's got to change his platform.
Yeah.
This whole left perspective is dying.
But
so he has exactly. So he's moving not because he really truly feels. I know I was trying to address that, but you want to Google crap. I was trying to address that, but you're Googling stuff,
don't leave it.
Being extra.
I already fixed it.
My thing is that he's just seeing the money, the writing in the wall, and it's not genuine into you're making it worse, bro.
Just ignore it. Just keep saying what you gotta say.
I could have fixed it a long time ago if you weren't such a freaking communist. He's just seeing the right. What's that word? Disingenuous. That's another popular word that's floating around.
So you're saying, I know that he's a Democrat, but I see him saying things that are not necessarily Democrat. So you're saying, he's flip flopping.
He's not even flip. A person that's flip flopping to me genuinely is Joe Rogan.
That's funny because I don't see him as a flip flopper. There's nothing that he's done that I think
you're using the wrong word. Joe Rogan was in one point a Democrat.
I think he still is.
Now, to me, he seems like he's dead smack in the middle and leaning to the right.
I don't think so. I think that's the parties that are moving. He's in the same position.
You keep saying the party. I'm only talking about an individual.
And I know the whole world around him is shifting. He's standing still. Like, why is everybody going?
I know you love that narrative, but I need you to stop thinking for a second. Joe Rogan and Charlemagne the God, who seems more genuine if they're changing their opinion? Joe Rogan, in my opinion. Charlemagne the God is just he's this.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan to me
doesn't care about the money.
Doesn't care. Like he didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's making money. He got other avenues to go. You know what I mean? So
not only that, he doesn't need any more money. He's done.
What?
He has $400 million from these deals.
He's done. The last deal the re-signing of Spotify was $200 million alone.
Yeah.
How much he's getting for UFC? You think UFC is gonna drop him?
No way. They'd be crazy. After Donald Trump was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's it. We're in. For the next 4 years minimum, we're in.
Right. So it seems more genuine coming from him because, again, from my looking in, whatever, it seems to me like he doesn't have anything to lose. Where Charlemagne...
Yeah, but also he has, different avenues of money too that he doesn't have to worry about anymore.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that...
He has the Breakfast Club, the books, he has a podcast.
Yeah, he doesn't have Joe Rogan money.
Maybe not. But, he's still Charlemagne.
He doesn't have Joe Rogan money. He doesn't have Joe Rogan influence. In my opinion.
Well, I don't know. He has very big influence in the community.
And the other reason why I believe
they have influence in different communities.
Sure, but the only reason why I believe what I believe is because Joe Rogan, he's.
So wait, what position that Joe Rogan do you think that went right?
That went right?
Yeah.
His whole.
No, but just give me one thing. Don't give me the whole thing.
His whole person, my guy.
But give me one thing.
I can't. Everything. His whole perspective on things.
He's non-party affiliated. That's why he does that.
He's even said it himself that they had me.
But what did he change?
They had me.
Because there's not one position I could think of his that has changed over the past.
He said it.
10 years.
They had me.
Over the past 10 years, I can't think of anything that changed his position.
His position, it's not just his position, it's the way he's been treated by his own side. Yeah, they had me. They muted me.
Yeah, but everybody that's staying still, watching everybody move around, said the same thing. They're like, "Why are they picking on me for? I thought we were friends here.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?"
I think that he moved over. I think
but
that's okay,
bro.
Bro, they muted him. They muted the number one podcast.
Who muted who?
Google, the whole media.
Yeah, but they did that. Just Google has its own reasons why they mute people.
We're only talking about Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
Stay right here.
I know, but he has to deal with Spotify. He's done. He doesn't have to worry about nobody.
When he did the episode with Trump, they muted him. You could in his conversation of it, he's like, they muted me. Yeah. Like, you know, and it almost rubs off like he's being conceited.
Yeah, but you literally just said he doesn't matter to him. The money doesn't matter. So why does he care about what Google's doing? He's on Spotify. They broadcast worldwide.
Because it's
what does that matter to
part of that team.
That's the reason why he went to Spotify.
That's the Democratic team.
He's like, I'm sick of them defunding whatever.
But that's part of the team. Google.
What's part of the team?
Google.
Okay, but what does that have to do with, again? You're saying that he shifted maybe a little bit to the right.
He did. He absolutely.
How does that shift anybody anywhere?
Because he was shitted on.
He's like, damn, this company. Yeah, but you think that he's viewing Google
that it's
like
just the Google. He was shitted by his whole company, his whole narrative. He wanted to have a conversation with his team, his mascot, his candidate, and was rejected. What do you do? It's bullshit. He's calling it out.
But he was rejected this time. Last time he got the people on.
Yeah. We're talking about this time. We're talking about him shifting.
What I'm saying, you're saying
you're asking me how, and I told you how.
I don't see any of his ideas, thoughts, anything. I've never heard anything in the past 10 years that shifted anywhere. He's literally been saying the same thing for 10 years about politics. Literally,
he's leading more Republican. To me,
that doesn't. You can't point anything out.
I did. He was shitted on by his own people,
that's
his own party.
Just because somebody shits on you doesn't mean that you're changing positions. It just means I got shitted on. Damn, I got to take a shower.
No, that's not how. That's how you think. That's how you think he thinks. That's how I think. It just
no. The reason why I say that is because I haven't heard him say or change any positions. If he's shitting on him, like, all right, you know what? Screw those guys. I'm doing this now. I get it. He said it.
I'm saying that
not even his conversations about things have changed.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that he's changed, and he's changed because of the way he's being treated by that side. And I don't think.
But you're saying he's changed. But what changed? Got to give me something, bro.
I got you.
He's pro transgender.
I gave you.
Right. He's pro drugs.
You could be any of those on both sides. We know that now.
Now we know that.
Of course we know.
How do we know that now?
How many times have you heard Republicans say they're for pro-choice, but I'm Republican?
That's because
I'm gay, but I'm Republican.
That's because the United States as a whole is shifting to the left.
That's because but listen, we got to stop the shifting thing. People are gonna pick their side.
So you're telling me the entirety of the country has changed their minds?
I'm saying
over the past 5 years.
I think that a lot of people have changed their mind, and it's in the polls.
So how is it that the entire country's changed their mind, but nobody's shifting? Everybody's like, they're just changing their minds.
There's only two parties.
Yeah, and they're shifting towards the Democrats.
Yeah.
The Democrats' idea of transgender, the Republicans are looking like, you know what, that's okay. They were anti-gay for years. Even the Democrats were anti-gay.
Yeah.
Right? And all of a sudden now, even a lot of Republicans.
Joe Rogan, in my opinion, is shifting. That's all I'm saying.
And Joe Rogan has been pro-gay forever. Right? I can't think of any position that he's like, oh, I changed this thought.
I'm saying that he's changed.
The only thing I could say that is the moon landing.
He's changed.
That he changed his mind because he's like, you know what, we probably did go to the moon. That's the only thing I could think that he changed his mind over the past 10 years.
I'm saying that he's changed his party because of
I don't think he changed his party. I think he's a Democrat.
I think he's leaving that And I don't think he's the only one. I think Charlemagne is doing it. But the difference between Charlemagne and Rogan is that Rogan got fuck you money. Charlemagne doesn't have fuck you money.
Yeah, but I don't think. Again, I haven't heard him say anything different than he's been saying for the past 10 years. I've been listening to his podcast for a minimum of 10 years.
Yeah, he can still believe all those things, but
what? But something. But the way you hear it sounds different.
His persona, the way he's coming out, it sounds like he's like, you know what?
What does he say?
I'd rather take all these things I believe in join this party.
But what has he said though? Has he said anything that maybe that was like, oh shit, that's different? He's definitely shifting.
It's what he said.
What
was
did he
muted.
say?
I was muted by my own party.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
It means that
it means they did something, not that I did something
to me.
Yeah, but again,
I'm their guy.
Okay, they did it to me, but I didn't do it.
But I'm their guy. So
okay, even I'm still their guy. I can't believe they would do that.
I don't think. You see, that's where you're wrong. I think.
Yeah, but you're saying they did something and he changed. What I'm saying is, what did he change?
No,
just because
all I'm saying is that they did something and he's like, you know what, fuck them.
Because I could tell you why he supported Trump. I could tell you why he endorsed them.
Why?
Because when he had Elon Musk on the show, Joe Rogan was questioning Elon. Okay, what about, or better said, Elon was showing Joe Rogan, they're saying this about Trump and that was a lie and I'm going to prove it to you now. And Joe Rogan was like, wow, the media is lying about everything. He's like, they're definitely after him.
And then you add the fact that they shitted on him. Come on.
No, but you're saying they shitted on him. You're saying that affected him. He didn't say that.
He did.
He said they shitted on him, but he didn't say that affected him.
They muted me, he said.
Again, you're saying that affected. How do you know how he feels?
He said that.
I know he said that.
And how does he feel about that based on what he said?
We don't know.
He said it.
Show me.
They muted me.
Let's go. Show me the clip. Run the clip.
Most popular podcast in the world.
But does that mean, they muted me, so I decided to go Republican?
No, but what it means is that he's seen the writing in the wall.
But they've been doing this for 10 years. They've been doing this
to him.
10 years they've been doing the same thing to him. They've been muting him for 10 years. Think about when he had Alex Jones on the show. They crapped all over him for that. He don't care.
Crap is different from muting.
You just said they shitted on him, and I'm just using the same terminology.
I know, but there's a difference between crapping and muting.
You think they let Alex Jones episode air? Even Spotify took it off.
Obviously they did.
And they're paying him. He's with them, and they took it off.
It got out.
Yeah, it got out when they first put it out.
The only reason
and then
why
they got complaints because Alex Jones is crazy.
Allegedly, the only reason why this Trump interview got out was because of X. Because they couldn't mute X.
So Spotify was like, we'll leave it here. But the Alex Jones one, it got out. Everybody
right now, Spotify is like, this is money regardless, baby. Yeah. Well, so forget about Spotify. But
Alex Jones' show was the most listened to podcast in history up to that point. Why would they take that off?
All up because of the whole lawsuits, the walling out. There was a liability at that point. For Rogan, Spotify's like, yo, say whatever you want. We're making bread right now. And the fact that it came to light that he was muted by all the major platforms, Google being the biggest one.
Yeah, but none of that's new news. That's old news. All that's old news.
It's not, because he wasn't muted like that before.
Bro, he's been muted for... Why do you think he went to Spotify? You think he went to Spotify for the money? Because he says
the restrictions with Google.
That's
of course.
Right. Okay, so they've been doing that. How long has he been on Spotify for?
Yeah, but it was different this time around.
He's on Spotify for 8 years, probably.
It was clearly different at this time, and he recognizes the difference.
What they did to him 8 years ago made him so frustrated that he decided to switch platforms.
Yeah.
But what they did recently here is worse than that.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, of course not. He's the most popular podcaster in the world. Why does he even care who's muting him? It doesn't matter to him.
Then why mention it?
He could put it out on his website. He don't care.
Well, why mention it?
Because he's a podcaster and he has to make conversation.
But relevance, right? It's relevance.
Yeah.
It has to do with him.
Yeah. But I don't think he cares enough to be like, I decided to switch parties because of that.
I never said that he's switching parties. I think
even switch thoughts. It won't even be enough. Even us right here, how popular our podcast is. If Google muted me, you think that's going to be enough for me to change my position on anything?
Nah. It's a different when he's in that realm. He's on another epsilon of
yeah, but what I'm saying is he doesn't even care.
And it's not just the fact that he was muted. Yeah, he does, because why mention it? Again,
because it's a conference. He's having a podcast.
No, because he mentions it because he sees, in my opinion, he's seeing just how much of a lie that. And listen, the Republicans, if they had the opportunity, they would do the same thing. I'm not saying that at all. Like, right now, the ball was in the Democrats' court, and he took advantage of it. He's calling it for what it is. If it wasn't for his boy Elon with his platform of free speech and the open platform, his numbers wouldn't have been there for that interview, which is crazy because who doesn't want to hear this freaking guy on Joe Rogan?
Who? Trump.
Trump.
Yeah, of course.
We've
been asking for this since 2016.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've been asking this. So when he says that, it's like they muted me on this thing, this one thing.
And Joe Rogan said multiple times, I don't even want him on my podcast. Multiple times he said, I don't want him on my podcast. I don't care. I don't want him on. He said that recently.
The person.
Yeah, Trump.
Yeah.
He said that like within the last year. He said that I don't want him on my podcast.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that. I think he saw opportunity. He's like, all right, screw it. You willing to come? Screw it. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. And supposedly it was his son.
Donald Trump's son.
Yeah.
That was like, yo, you got to go on this podcast.
Yeah.
And Trump was like, Trump is not in that world.
You think Trump is in that world?
Yeah, Trump is not in the world. He's like, all right, what is this podcast thing? What is this podcast thing?
His son was like, yo, and somebody made the comment recently that Trump's son, Barron, is smarter than Kamala Harris's entire campaign.
Yeah.
You agree? I agree.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily smarter. I just think he's more in tune. He's a Gen Z. So he's like, hey, this is what people do. This is what they talk about.
This is what they talk about.
Trump is still in the news. He's still on TV. He's still Fox and CNN. His son is not in there. It sounds like, no, the world's different, Dad.
No, what is?
You got to go on these podcasts. Kamala Harris's team, Fox News,
CNN,
yeah,
MSNBC.
And then the podcast she did go on were just these small podcasts that
might as well been CNN, NBC,
Yeah, and then you saw that she spent, they said 6 figures. They didn't mention the number. Just to go on a podcast. And they had the woman come to Kamala. So Kamala couldn't go to her studio. The woman came to Kamala. They had to pay 6 figures to rebuild the studio to look like the studio that was over there. So Kamala Harris could do the show.
A good.
That's the waste of money that they were doing.
I was on a live.
Instead of her taking a freaking flight.
Right. I was on a live and.
You were unalived?
I was on a live. A streaming live. Alive. And this guy, somebody was saying that those people that came out, those artists, those performers that came out, they all got paid.
Oh yeah,
they're not really supporters.
Even
a real supporter
would have came out early. Yeah,
would have came out for free.
I gotta be honest.
And I'm like, is that true? What's the guy, Kid Rock? Was it?
Yeah.
Do you think he got paid for doing those things?
But that's different.
I'm asking you a question.
I think he got paid, yeah.
You think he got paid?
Yeah, of course.
Trump paid him.
Yeah, I think Trump's team paid him.
He paid Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
I think so too.
But what I think is different is this. I think they supported Trump for real. And Trump was like, yo, why don't you come with me? You can perform and, we'll kick you some money. You're my boy.
Versus
Kamala Harris send them a letter. Somebody from her team emailed somebody from the other person's team, was like, hey, if you come support her, we'll give you $10 million. And then they made it on schedule. They bought it. So she's like, okay, I'll do it. Sign it off. It's a different vibe. I think Donald Trump had relationships that was like, yo, why don't you come and talk? Or why don't you, I'll kick you some money. You know what I'm saying? Kid Rock performs. How much money can he possibly make? Donald Trump was like, I'll take care of you. Just come through. They love you. These people love you. Come on. I'll throw you in the campaign.
Hold the Coca-Cola bottle. Make money off of
Yeah,
Coke
go ahead.
too.
Make some money. Yeah. Because he's a business. He's thinking, he's like, come on. Why I have this opportunity. Why wouldn't I take care of my people?
Yeah.
Versus Kamala Harris looked at it like a opportunity to get votes.
Versus, hey, Noel, we would love for you to come through. Can you come through and support Kamala?
I think that's how the conversation went with Kamala. And I don't think that went like that with Trump. I think Kid Rock met with Trump. And was like, yo, I
love you. Da, da, da. You want to go on and perform?
He's like, yeah, come on. You come perform. We'll make a deal. You get some money out of this. Why not?
Or listen, everything's paid. The hotel, your travel, the sound. All you got to do is show up.
Now, again, we don't know the ins and outs. We don't know if
we don't. That's why I'm like.
But the vibe that I get from both of these candidates.
That's the vibe I get with Joe Rogan. Go ahead.
Joe Rogan, what? He's going to have friends?
He's a Republican. Go.
I think he's a Republican.
I had to throw that in there.
I think. No, I'm not even going to say.
But yeah, I think that we agree on. We're on the same page where it was like, yeah, screw it. You're already here. You support me, then come through. But
on paper, when you act, that's why I said it was different. When you ask me, you think Kid Rock got paid? Me saying yeah is enough to be like, well, Trump. He said Trump paid him. Kamala Harris paid Beyonce. It's the same thing, but I don't think the motive was the same.
The motive for...
I think this was a business deal so she could get votes, and I think Trump was like, yo, you're my boy. I'm going to hook you up. We'll get some money out of this. We'll take care of you.
I feel like the persons that came for Trump actually support.
No, but I'm saying...
And believe...
They would have came with money or no money.
That's what.
And Trump was like, "You're coming anyway. Why don't you perform? We'll get you paid."
But so those people are real, true supporters that saw a business opportunity because that's his nature, and why not? I was gonna show up, like you said, regardless, and I truly support you. Whereas I don't really think Whoopi Goldberg. Now I'm doing the reverse. I don't really think that Oprah Winfrey supports Kamala.
No. And I'm gonna tell you why I think this.
I don't think Obama supported Kamala.
I'm gonna give you a backup proof to why I think they're lying. Beyonce supported Hillary Clinton. And they said on stage, we're going to work together to get this XYZ done. Did they do that?
No, she lost.
Even if she lost.
No,
why didn't they pursue
But
this?
she lost.
But why didn't they pursue it still?
Because she lost?
Even if she lost, why can't they pursue things?
Because she lost.
If I believed in my heart.
That's you, but you have no power. You lost.
No, but I'm saying, okay, Donald Trump. Let's give an example for Donald Trump. Donald Trump lost in 2020.
2020.
He still wanted to fight for things. He's still talking on the news all the time. We got to stop that border. We got to get rid of this. We got to make sure we do this. Even though he wasn't in office, he wanted to pursue those things.
Okay.
Because he believed it.
Right.
So Hillary Clinton, if she really believed it, she should be doing the same thing with the things she said.
You sound like a Trump supporter. No, I'm messing with you.
No, but I'm saying is, why don't they do it?
Right. Even though he wasn't in power, he still had the influence, and he still had a microphone to say how he felt about the situation. Whether he was in power or not, he still stood by what he wanted, what his goals were, his narrative, his agenda.
Whatever it is, what he felt was right.
Whereas
he pursued it.
You're saying Hillary just took it back.
Not just Hillary. What I'm saying is Beyonce joined Hillary, said that they were going to do things together,
and they did it.
Why isn't Beyonce doing it? Why isn't she doing this entire time until Kamala called her up? Like, yo, you're doing this thing. Let's work together. Let's get this thing done.
Yeah, because they got paid. They're not real.
They got paid. Goodbye. I won't see you again for the next 4 years. Not real I got my money. They don't care.
They not that they don't care. They don't really believe. They okay. Oprah Winfrey, when
Which
Obama.
One? The one on The View or
the real one?
Okay, the real one.
Oprah Winfrey. When Obama won, she was out there with the rest of the people.
Well, when Obama won, Oprah?
Remember?
I mean, yeah, first
in the inauguration. She wasn't next to him. She wasn't in the back. She wasn't
because she believed it. She didn't care what. I don't care if you give me a seat or not.
She was coming. There with the people by
I'm
the
still
water.
Coming. Yeah, I'm still coming. Yeah. You know, it's funny when you first said that, I was like, just because the black, you know, she's voting the first black president. Of course she's gonna go. But yeah, what you're saying is right. She felt like I'm gonna support this guy no matter what.
And she was all the way down there with the regular people.
Yeah, she didn't need to be paid. She was
there like.
Yeah.
First of all, she has enough money not to be there with the regular people.
No, she could be in a heated. She could make a little thing,
like
a little house,
like the Pope.
She doesn't have to. She doesn't have to be like Bernie Sanders in the freak with the coat.
So much imagery, right?
And we're going.
We're going. So
we're going.
I hope
January
we don't get punched
20th.
in the face.
Yo, I'm thinking about buying a MAGA hat and like a Democrat. I gotta find a Democrat hat.
What does that look like?
I don't know.
Rainbow?
I don't know. I'm thinking about talking to people with the MAGA hat and then talking to people with the other hat and see what they say, how they say it.
You think you should wear the blue and I wear the red? Or
and then we'll switch.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I'll go to the MAGA guys with the blue hat on.
Right.
And be like, yo, let's see how they treat me. And then I go to the other hats with the Trump hat and talk to them.
I think you should do this. I really feel like I'm going to get punched in the face.
Yeah, probably.
And I can't really take it. My son is going to be there, so he'll defend me.
Oh, yeah. Your son's here. I'm going to kick your butt. WWF.
So, okay, let's wrap. We got so sidetracked. It's ridiculous. Our ADHD is crazy. But to wrap this up, the whole View situation, I think we covered enough of that. But, you know, and we'll jump into the next segment.
Wait, hold on.
Which is...
Damn. Yeah, we'll do this another segment. Go ahead.
Which is the fact that one of the narratives behind giving him the pardon from 20... What year was it? 2014?
2014, yeah.
2014 was because it was...
You want to get into this now? We're going to talk for like at least another hour.
No, go.
Let's stop this and let's come back.